Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey, yeah! Welcome to the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded, where we cover all of the top stories of the week. I am your host, Eric. Main man right over there, Ron. How are you tonight? That's all you're giving me, huh? All right.
That's all I'm giving you.
Because I'm
a little upset. I don't know when I will explode.
All right.
But I'm a ticking time bomb right now.
Cannot wait. If you are joining us,
it's just a matter of what sets me off. That's all it is.
There's always something. If you are joining us live tonight, please join the chat. Let us know if you have an opinion on the topics we're covering, or if there's something you want to talk about as well. Feel free to join in the chat, and we will definitely make sure that we acknowledge. Again, we are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, we are on everything, all social media platforms. So like, share, and follow those, as well as on 990 WBOB internet radio on Rhode Island, and then also 99.1 WDJY in Dallas, Georgia. Thank you all for your support. And SEC TV, public access, channel 12 in Southeast Connecticut. Again, if you're watching us or listening to us on any of those, join us every Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let's have a blast. Let's have some fun today. Little chill in the air, Ron, tonight. You know, I don't know why. It's like it's got this aura. Maybe Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I got my hot chocolate. It's so cold out there.
Right? Friday the 13th. We're gonna have a little fun.
Something else in there.
We're gonna have a little fun with Jason later on in the show as well.
Jason's coming on.
Jason may come on. We may get before he's on, just to have a little fun. He doesn't talk much. That's the problem. You know, most interviews he's really quiet. He's really quiet.
I'm wondering if the Red Sox are going to sign him.
Maybe. Hey, I hear he's
a killer at the plate.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's a real slasher. So, they'll be flowing tonight, my friend. They are going to be flowing tonight. Ron, we might as well get into it and start off with this leadoff story. If you haven't heard, the New York Mets secured the biggest free agent this offseason and the biggest contract in MLB history, actually in all sports, signing Juan Soto. Does this make the Mets a contender in your eyes?
Yeah, it does, because it definitely solidifies the hitting aspect of it. And how well their pitchers did last season, especially down the stretch and into most of the playoffs, it could help. I mean, you'll wonder what would happen if they would have had Soto, for that series against the Dodgers. That probably would have helped.
Yeah, listen, Francisco Lindor definitely showed a lot in the postseason. Can he continue to progress in the regular season next year? With the pairing of Soto, that should help. But again, this team was 15th overall in ERA. They still need to get some pitching in there. And I think this contract's not going to allow them. Yes, Steve Cohen has an absorptive amount of money, is willing to pay whatever he has to, doesn't care about luxury tax, which is great. But I will say this.
If he can spend money on a player that hasn't played for them in decades, I don't see what the big deal is about having to pay Juan Soto, especially if he's going to produce for you for another decade.
Again, what's around, what's going to continue. Listen, he was batting behind Aaron Judge, or in front of Aaron Judge. So again, that kind of helps. You're going to get pitched to. And you're not going to have that same type of player hitting behind you now. And Juan Soto is a phenomenal talent. This is going to make me sound better, right? But I think realistically, again, even in Washington, when he was even, younger and probably, still learning the game, he was a good hitter. They finished dead last 2 years in a row before he got traded to San Diego, because again, he's not enough to carry a team. And I think Cohen needs to understand, like, you need to build a team. The reason why the Dodgers are so successful is because of that deferred money to Shohei Ohtani. So you can keep all these quality players. You're forking out how much per year to Juan Soto? It's not exactly as easy to do.
Yeah, it only makes sense if you can keep Alonso, right?
Yeah, which looks like he's walking. It most likely looks like he's going. So again, it's Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto, a 15th ranked pitching staff last season. Like, I don't know. Again, Philadelphia is in their division. Atlanta's in their division. Those teams are always predominantly.
Yeah, but Atlanta just got hit hard by losing Fried. So,
but every year they seem to find a way. I don't know how Atlanta does it either, because every year you're like, this is the year they're going to just fall off a cliff. They lost Freeman a couple years ago. You're like, that's it. And they still find ways to win. Listen, he batted 288 last season, 166 hits, 41 home runs, which I believe was a career high for him. 109 RBIs, 128 runs.
so, now here's the problem I have. Okay, what he's doing is nothing out of the ordinary. Okay, now the next guy that hits 41 home runs and 109 RBI is going to get, 750 million. Is that what we're going to do from now on?
He's done it consistently over the years. That's the problem.
But it's still not, the numbers aren't just so wow. Like, I get Ohtani because he can pitch as well. Okay. And without him pitching, he's not worth the 700 million. That's all I'm saying. You could bring up somebody else from somewhere, and chances are you're going to eventually find a guy that can do 40 and 100. I don't think that's not that difficult to find.
And again, I'm still going to go with the Aaron Judge factor here. Aaron Judge is going to hit 50 to 60 home runs. Most guys don't want to pitch to Aaron Judge. They pitch to the guy in front of them.
Right.
So,
so that makes him better.
Right. So again, to me, this is the only thing that bothered me about this whole story. Listen, everybody was throwing money. We were talking about it before the show. You're kind of like, the Red Sox were in it. Red Sox were in it. Red Sox were in it. The Yankees were in it. I don't think Toronto realistically was in it. I think it's true. I think 100%. I think the problem is, once he kept saying, okay, well, they offered me 700. What are you going to offer me? Oh, we'll offer you 725. I'll offer you 750. I'll offer you 765. Hey, wait, the Yankees are offering you 760, but want an extra year. Not going to do it. He said going into these proceedings that he was looking for a team that he knew the future was bright, that they had, a solid path to winning a championship and what they were going to do. How is that the New York Mets? How is that the New York Mets? Exactly. That's all it ever was going to be. And that's the problem in this. Just say, I'm going to go to the highest bidder, and then let's go with that. You have dinner. You went out to dinner and with the Red Sox. You went out to dinner with the Yankees. You met the Mets and went to dinner, did all this stuff. Does it really matter other than how much, how many years? That's all he really had to say. And I would have been okay with it. The fact that you go to New York, which, again, they didn't go further than the Yankees did last year. That's the team you choose to say you got, when the Dodgers are pretty much the clear-cut favorites to go back again this year. What's your future look like?
And they got better.
Yeah. What is that? What do you look like?
Yeah. Well, look, I hate to say it, but baseball's dead, right?
Is
it's
it though,
really a 4-team league, a 4-team, Major
but
League
yet
Baseball
that team can
league.
afford, but yet these teams can afford to spend $765 million.
Yeah.
There's going to be $1 billion player in sports, and it's going to come from baseball, because
probably it'll probably happen within the next 2 years,
which is insane.
I look at Rodriguez from Seattle. When he's a free agent, what's going to happen with the salary then? So whenever he becomes a free agent, he might be the first billion-dollar player.
And the fact that he can opt out after 5 years, unless the Mets agree to pay him more, is insane to me.
It is.
Like, I don't get it. I don't understand sometimes what these teams are doing. And I know Steve Cohen wants to win a championship. I'll commend him for that. Like, let's just try to buy a team. Austin thinks it was a waste of money. I kind of like the Yankees approach now, where let's build and get some players. I think Boston, again, made a trade to try to get some players. I think you got to build a team. One guy doesn't make a team.
No.
In New York, the Yankees wouldn't have been able to do what they did by getting Fried if they had signed Soto. And so you go in with
here's your option, Eric. Here's your option. You could pay $765 million to Soto, or you can pay $120 million for Teoscar Hernandez.
Yeah, I go Hernandez. That's what I'm saying. Like, at some point,
he's going to give you 10 less home runs.
Yeah. And again, Austin said Soto's not a great fielder. So he's a liability in the field. And then again, you're paying him all this money at some point to be your DH. He's your designated hitter.
Yeah.
I agree with Austin on this one. I think it was a waste of money. And it's not because he didn't go to New York and the Yankees. I think that, and I just texted one of my buddies today, and I said, I kind of like what the Yankees are doing. I like them picking up Fried and trying to bolster the pitching staff, and then picking up Devin, I don't even remember his last name. I got it written down. A closer who's been one of the best closers in the league. Build your pitching staff.
Hey, the Red Sox got Chapman.
Aroldis Chapman. What do we say? Crochet. They traded for Crochet, a young pitcher.
Yes.
But again, like, at least you're sitting back and going, hey, they might be able to get some pieces. And I'd rather pay a guy $30 million. And if he doesn't work out, it costs you $30 million. At the end of the day, it's a couple years and you're done. This is a 15-year deal that you're locked into. What happens if something happens to Soto in 3 years from now? You're paying him like Bobby Bonilla. And Bobby Bonilla, look at how well that worked out for the Mets. And even that with Ohtani, Ohtani, because of the pitching aspect, he's supposedly going to pitch this year for the Dodgers, Austin. So you're right. Rumor has it, if the Red Sox go for Burns, I mean, again,
if the Red Sox get Burns, I will be happy with that, because I'd rather spend a lot of money on a pitcher than a hitter anyway, because pitching wins games. Okay? Pitching wins games. And especially in the playoffs. If you don't have a pitcher, you're not going anywhere. And we saw the problem with the Yankees being exposed by the Dodgers All-Star team. They couldn't hit. They found a way to pitch around players, and they couldn't hit. They couldn't get clutch hitting. So you don't pitch to Soto. You pitch to Judge. You throw it in the dirt, and he's going to go hacking for it. And then the pitching couldn't hold up for the Yankees because the all-star lineup that the Dodgers have. Everybody's going to go through the same problem next season, because the Dodgers now have, 8 starters?
Well, they lost one. Arenado, pipe dream. I think a lot of people want Arenado. I'd like him to go to New York. Burns, Teoscar. Again, that might be a better option.
Salaries. I'm done with the salaries. Baseball needs to, you want to talk changes, they need to make salary changes.
They won't do it, though.
They really do. It's not going to happen because the guys on the top like feasting.
And then they try to add the luxury tax, but a guy like Cohen doesn't care. He'll pay it.
Yeah.
If it gets him into the playoffs or it gets him to a world championship, to him, that's all that really matters.
I just wish that it was a base league, a base salary league across the whole thing.
But this is why the NFL is so successful, where you don't have these teams every year. Like, at some point, it catches up to you.
The bubble bursts.
Right? Kansas City is going to be great. At some point, you can't pay for all those guys around Patrick Mahomes.
They got a 2-year window. That's basically all they get is a 2-year window. And it's not, and you have to do everything right. You have to make all the right moves. You cannot make a mistake when you're the Kansas City Royals, because then it sets you back 10 more years. You know, the year that they went to the World Series,
they dump everybody after because those guys got to get paid.
Exactly.
When they can't afford to. Baseball needs to take these contracts and say, hey, look, if we spread the wealth a little more, we could have a team competitive in Kansas City. We could have a team competitive, but again, you start to look at the Padres throw money like it's crazy and they don't win.
And they start doing funny things with their salary, Eric, like the Dodgers.
Yeah, the deferred thing shouldn't happen. I agree with you. That's complete, BS. That's bogus on all levels. If anybody thinks that's legitimate, that's like you working now and basically a job's like, oh, I'll pay you in about 10 years. I'm working for peanuts. He's making $2 million a year. Yeah. Shohei Ohtani is considered, right, that unicorn of all unicorns. Can hit, can pitch, $2 million. How does that make any sense?
Because he's gonna, once he retires, he's gonna get this massive amount of
he's moving to Florida and no tax, and he's gonna be loving life because he's getting all that money up front. Nothing, no tax, $680 million.
Because what does he need it for?
He's getting you get it all off of the endorsements.
He's got so much money with the Angels
and the endorsements.
It doesn't matter.
He's making money off the endorsements. What's he got now? What's his company there?
Everything.
I don't know. He's always on the baseball thing. He's hitting the thing. Not Champion. Is it Under Armour? No, it's not. I don't know which one he's in.
I mean, it really doesn't matter. He's got everybody in his pocket.
I disagree a little bit with Austin, though. Like, the highest bid is Dodgers, Yankees, Mets, but Boston's in there. San Diego's in there. There's a couple of teams. There's like 5-6 teams that are those, like, we'll spend money. Those are the 4 or 5 teams. Boston's choosing not to. It's not that Boston can't. Boston chooses not to. That's what you should be upset about, Ron. It's not that they can't afford the guy. They're choosing not to. New Balance. Thank you. I couldn't remember the damn thing.
Well, it all goes back to the money, like it always does. Now, does the Red Sox not spending money again, even letting guys go, like Tyler O'Neill, letting him walk? Now they're going to have less on the salary, and they're still going to raise tickets.
But I think they're one of the highest, they said, in all of Major League Baseball. But I will.
Well, but you might be right on that. You know why? Because they're paying guys like Trevor Story to be on the injured list.
But
forever.
But it's not over yet, gentlemen. So before Austin, they don't spend money. You're saying they don't spend money. Let's see what happens. Let this play out. I think that the biggest nugget left is Corbin Burns. Which team decides to go after him?
Hey, there's still Max Scherzer and Verlander.
Yeah, those guys. So that doesn't help you.
And what's the other guy? The old guy, Morton.
Yeah, that don't help you. That don't help you. Great talk. Listen, if you are live and join in, let us know. Was the Juan Soto deal worth it? Austin,
a bunch of people watching. Come
Austin
on,
doesn't think so.
Times in there.
They don't have Tyler O'Neill. Was the one of the bright spots of the team last year? Yeah, that Ron just said that, right? No Tyler O'Neill. Let him walk. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Boston does too. But Juan Soto, New York Met, that mystery's over. Good luck in New York with that. Let's see what kind of team they
no catcher, no shortstop, no right fielder,
we'll probably
no second baseman.
Ron would be so excited with that one, Austin. Bring back.
Yeah, we signed all these old guys in hopes that they have a great year.
Rich Hill. That would be awesome.
Reclamation projects.
Oh, that would be amazing. All right, Ron.
Over the hill.
Let's move on to some NFL news. Speaking of over the hill, but somehow $10 million a year richer, Bill Belichick. We talked about this last week. Should it happen? Guess what? It has happened. Bill Belichick has accepted a job with the University of North Carolina.
So far. I got Soto right. I got Bill right.
Can he be successful in college? Will this work?
Yeah, of course it's going to work.
I think so, too, in one aspect. You said something last week that I think, and I was watching something today, and somebody said he'll hold up his 8 rings, and he'll say, "Kid, if you really want to go to the NFL, obviously there's the only one guy that knows football like Bill Belichick in the NFL, right?"
Think about your opportunity to shine, right? You go to UNC, and that team wins, and we know they weren't that great.
Last year, 6-6, 3-5 in the conference.
Right. So you go there, if you win and you get, some banners of the conference or whatever it does, you're going to get recognized, because when the NFL teams look, he's coached by Bill Belichick, he's going to be NFL ready.
Listen, this is the only problem I have. ACC, again, is not a top conference. UNC is going to become, but yeah, it could be. But again, will he win? SMU 8-0 in the conference this past season. Clemson, who won the ACC title, 7-1. Those are 2 top teams. I don't think he's going to be able to get enough talent in to beat those 2 teams. Miami, 6-2, just missed the playoffs. Syracuse, 5-3. Duke, 5-3. Louisville, 5-3. Georgia Tech, 5-3. Boston College, 4-4. Virginia Tech, 4-4. They finished 3-5. So, listen, there's a lot of teams for them that try to jump through. Boston College with Bill O'Brien, that's kind of a funny dynamic, because now they're both going to be competing against each other. But
I look at it this way, Eric. If it's a 1 or 2 game difference, Belichick can cover that 1 or 2 games. All he's going to have to really do is beat 2 of those teams. And that changes a lot.
Here's why I thought why he got into college, because of the new playoff system. Because there is an actual opportunity you could be one of the top 12 teams. There's a chance. You got to win your conference, most likely, because I don't think he's going to, run the table, go undefeated. I don't think any of that happens. There's too many good teams in the ACC. He may be the missing link. But I also said, and we've got to really look at, he was okay in Cleveland, not so good without Brady in New England, and now we just expect him to be like, okay, Bill Belichick's the greatest coach ever. He can win with anybody. Absolutely, he's going to need a 5-star quarterback, right, or something defensively.
You don't think he can get one?
I don't see the recruiting system's different now. NIL is going to make the difference. Is North Carolina going to give them money, and their boost is going to give enough money to say, we need this kid on our team over a Clemson, over an SMU who's proven to win every year, over a Miami who's redone their program and now is one of the top teams? Am I choosing to go to Georgia, Alabama and UNC? Bill Belichick ain't changing that. If a guy's going to Georgia today, a kid's going to Georgia today, guess why he's going to Georgia? Because Georgia has a shot to win a national championship every year. Alabama, every year.
All right. So if there's 5 quarterbacks trying to get on one of those teams, he's going to get one of them. He's going to get one. And then that quarterback could actually get in.
That would be an interesting one. Quinn Ayers is the quarterback from Texas.
Yeah.
And him and Arch Manning have kind of been battling back and forth. If he decides to go, maybe then, you got a top quality quarterback. Now it might change. Now coaching helps a lot more. You need a kid that can make plays, period, before anything else. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this.
Look, if I'm a player and I want to make it to the NFL, there are really only 2 places I would go. One, if I'm a defensive player, maybe even more so either Sanders or Belichick, right? If you're a quarterback, you might want to jump in with Belichick. because he's going to put you in a position to succeed, because that's what he did with Brady. If Brady didn't get that opportunity, and I know he's not Brady, but he could put you in that opportunity to get there.
So let me ask you this. We drafted Mac Jones 15th overall, probably considered the best college quarterback that year. Yeah. Right? Alabama. What did he do to Mac Jones? Does that not hurt him a little bit?
Well, the fact that Mac Jones played where?
Alabama. That's my point.
What quarterback succeeded that came out of Alabama?
Not many.
Right, exactly. That's the point I'm making.
His staff's going to be key. Who's he get as an offensive coordinator that's completely different and more of the college style than what
I know there's a coordinator that needs a job somewhere.
I would bring Josh McDaniels.
That's what I'm saying.
I would ask Josh. I think
he's available.
Josh, Bill didn't want Mac. I get it, but
no, I don't think he did. I think it was forced on him.
But I would still sit back and go as a college kid, going, Mac was pretty good in college. He ruined him in the pros. I want to know who he's got. You get a Josh McDaniels, it gives him credibility on the offensive side of the ball.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He's available.
It really depends.
All of this is speculation, of course, but if I'm looking at my options in college, wouldn't you want at least the chance to get, play under Belichick, maybe learn a thing or two, and then see what happens?
Listen, this is where you're making a mistake. If I ask my grandson today, if I ask my grandson today, he's 10 years old. I ask him, who's the greatest basketball player in the world? You know what he tells me? You can say his name, huh? LeBron James, right? LeBron James, because it's what he sees today. Who's the top contender today? Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, Texas.
Yeah.
Those are where these kids want to go. Miami. They're not going to sit back and go, oh, that's Bill Belichick. And if I'm a kid on the fringe of not making the NFL, maybe. If I'm one of the top 5 recruits, I can go to Georgia. I'm going to be seen every single week on TV. I'm going to be in a national championship game. I am going to have an opportunity to go to the pros regardless.
I think you're underestimating the power of what Bill Belichick will bring. I think you are.
I think we're living in a past.
Because, where's Georgia right now? Where are they ranked?
When they finished second, they lost in the and they won the championship, the SEC championship.
So weren't they like number 6 last week or something?
I'm not I don't know if my grandson knows about the Diddy parties yet, Austin. So maybe. I'm just saying the kids today see what they see today. They don't look at the past like we look at the past. We look at Jordan. They don't look at Jordan. They'll buy his shoes. They think he makes really cool clothes and sneakers. They don't know the player. Kobe has more than Jordan does today with the kids, just because it was towards the end of his era. That's where I'm saying I don't know if you're going to get that same hype you think from Bill Belichick. Kid on the fringe, yes. 5-star recruits, I can go anywhere and be successful. I'm going to be on TV. Texas is going to be on TV next year, I guarantee you. So is Georgia. Michigan gets on every year, right? Miami, all these schools will be on TV. UNC plays Thursday night games at 8 o'clock on ESPN 3. Like, that's what happened.
I think it'll change this year. It'll change this year.
If he wins.
Yeah. It's the same thing. The same thing is going to happen. Remember when Colorado burst out on the scene? Then they
everybody hyped that train.
Them?
Remember that train? Everybody was on. Right. Oh, my Prime was like tearing it up.
Right.
4-0. So they were like.
They win their first game. They're going on TV. They're going on TV. It's not even a doubt in my mind. Especially if it's against somebody good.
We'll see.
You never know. Look, I can't wait to see this next year. Can't wait because I want to see what happens.
I think we all
And I
can't
bet
wait.
you he has a clause in his contract that he can opt out and go to
The NFL.
NFL.
I know it's a 3-year guaranteed deal if they fire him without cause. So he'll get at least $30 million. It's a 5-year deal, which puts him at 77, almost 78.
He's not finishing out the 5 years.
Got destroyed by the Ducks on national television. Who got destroyed by the Penn State? Because Penn
The
State.
Oregon Ducks? Are we talking about Oregon?
Yeah. I don't know. Are you talking about when Alabama?
I think he's talking about Georgia because Georgia just played somebody. I thought they played.
Georgia beat Texas in overtime, just not when they SEC. So, and again, they weren't even favored. Texas was favored in that game. But anyway, all right, Ron, let's talk a little more NFL. Games of interest for week 15. There's some good games this week. And I will just say, if there's a week to watch the NFL, this is the week.
Oh, yeah.
We could talk, Colorado. Yeah. And then they got blown out by there you go, Colorado. Good call.
Right.
Right. And then all of a sudden, nobody cared about Colorado anymore. James, thanks for joining. So we're going to go the obvious. We'll talk the first two because they're obvious, and we'll move on to some other games because I'm sure you have Bills at Lions, possible Super Bowl preview.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Bills and Lions, to be honest with you. That's a big
This might
game.
Shootout, man. This might be I know last week with the Rams, how many the most points scored this season, this might top it.
Yeah.
This may top it. This should be a fun game. And again, this possible Super Bowl preview? Huh? Maybe?
Maybe. I'm hoping so.
I think anybody that's an NFL fan, other than your team going, this would be the matchup. Because this would be the funnest game. Because one of these teams has to finally win a championship.
Yeah.
All the bad luck Detroit's had for how many years? Buffalo, the 4 straight Super Bowls. Like, I mean, that is insane to think about if they both got there. Holy,
I mean, I really think it's a 2-team race in the NFC.
Yeah, Eagles and
Eagles and Lions.
Right? And I think most people want to see this. So this is going to be a fun game to watch. And then obviously the other big one, Steelers at Eagles. Right? Because this is the game where, look, Steelers legitimately for real. I think we could take, right? They had a bad loss against Cleveland, but they bounced straight back. I don't think the Chiefs make it again this year. I really don't. I think that offensive line is going to finally catch up to them.
Or either that, he doesn't pay the refs on time.
Steelers and Eagles. Again, in the Eagles, a lot of turmoil right now. And they're winning, and they're still having issues. A.J. Brown, a little upset now. Him and Jalen Hurts on talking. This could be a fun game because this could be Steelers come in, win this game, and all of a sudden it's like, holy cow, wheels fall off the bus there in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of waiting for that, right? I mean, we've been waiting for that all year long, and it hasn't happened yet. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles have a very good team. And I'm just surprised that Pittsburgh has been able to do what they've done. I'm not surprised that they have a winning record and are in a playoff spot, but I didn't expect them to be where they are.
We talked about this in the past. Justin, thanks for joining. We talked about this in the past. I am possibly putting Tomlin ahead of Belichick in some aspect. The man wins with anybody.
I know.
Like the man has not had he's never had a losing season, Ron.
I know.
That's insane. Philly's a dumpster fire, right? It is. I listen, if AJ Brown, right, this thing, they don't figure that out or they lose this game, just expect a downfall. Because Nick Sirianni has no control over that team. They're just winning. They're winning. All right. I'm sure you, again, those two games. What else do you have, Ron? I got three other games.
Hey, I got Tampa Bay and the Chargers.
Right, that's going to be a good game. These teams fighting, man, for playoff spots. Justin Herbert possibly out. That one hurts if that's the case, but
that's a big blow to the Chargers. But
either you have a boyfriend, Ron. I'm married, happily married to my wife. It's not that kind of show.
What?
Sports Unfolded, buddy. Sports Unfolded. We're talking sports here. I like that matchup.
I got thrown off a minute.
Bucks and Chargers. I like it. That's a
game. I'm thinking that the Bucks are going to win that game, especially if Herbert is not there.
And listen, the Bucks. I mean, they're going to take that division. They're going to take that division.
Yeah,
in the South.
It looks like it.
I had Packers at Seahawks.
Of course.
Seattle needs to keep winning because the Rams look like they're coming. They're ready. They're making some moves. The Packers, again, trying to just stay in that division, that clump. So that's a fun game.
This Seattle Green Bay could be a preview of the playoffs.
Yeah, they're probably both playing each other in the postseason. And then I had one more. But what do you have? I'm sure you have the same one, if you have it.
I have Indianapolis and Denver. Because Indianapolis is a team that's chasing Denver.
They're one spot behind. They can make a little ground up with this game. Obviously, give me like a game and a half if you win. Yeah. Whoever wins this game could basically Broncos win. They pretty much they're in.
They pretty much put the distance that they needed.
Colts win. Oof. Could get in. They could still get in.
Could get interesting.
That's going to be a fun game too. There's some really good games this week. And we haven't been able to see that lately. There's been one or two here or there. 5 good games this week. 5 good games.
Yeah. These are all good games. Hopefully
Ron will be watching with his boyfriend, which would be really cool. So, hey, it's live, baby. It's what we do. We don't have to worry about it. You can ask your question. We'll give you an honest answer. I don't know. We should be careful because who knows what people are going to start asking.
Hey, I could have a stalker, Eric.
You might. Oh, we could do like the next bodyguard. We'll send you the letter.
Do I have to sing the song?
You have to kiss Kevin Costner. You have to kiss Kevin Costner. I think a lot of people would really want to see that scene. Does MTV Awards still do that? The movie award, Best Kiss, you and Kevin Costner. It'd be amazing. It'd be amazing. Some great discussions, though, on the NFL. Thank you all that are joining us live and joining the chat. Continue to let us know other games that
commenting.
Games that you're interested in as well. But we're going to move on, Ron. We're going to talk about our starting 5 tonight.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Starting 5 NFL coaches that went back to the college ranks. So this was it was interesting, something different we've never done before. And I was excited because I wanted to see, I found a few of them. And then I'm like, a lot of these guys just didn't do well. Either way, like they either left the NFL, vice versa. But we're going to give you our starting 5. I'm going to give you my honorable mention. I only have one, and it's not for his NFL record because he was absolutely garbage in the NFL. But his college record, I gave him at least, a nod in the honorable mentions. That was Lou Holtz. I gave Lou Holtz a nod.
He's on my honorable mention too.
But that's all I could get. The rest of them, George.
21-2 with Arkansas after he left the Jets.
Yeah. Austin has Saban number 1. We'll see. I don't know. I don't have him number 1 on mine. I will tell you that. I will give you that nugget. Do you have any more honorable mentions, Ron?
I do, Eric. I've got June Jones honorable mention because he went to Hawaii and had a 76 and
Yeah.
41 record,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
isn't so bad. But I couldn't put him in the top 5 because of only 3 and 7 with San Diego. That's not enough for me to put you in.
Is that next week's topic? I think James just gave us next week's topic. Our starting top 5 sports Christmas movies.
Wait, there's sports Christmas movies?
What would you consider a sports Christmas movie? Like Air Bud
Like
Christmas? Didn't Air Bud have a Christmas, like an Air Bud Christmas movie or something?
Ski Patrol, maybe?
I don't know. So who else?
Oh, wait, what's the bobsledders?
Oh, Cool Runnings.
Is that a Christmas movie?
No, they were on the Olympics. Die Hard Christmas movie?
Yes.
Of course. Thank you, Ron.
And so was Lethal Weapon. Everybody
It
forgets
was,
this.
right? Yes. Yeah, good call. Good call. Anyway.
I got one more, Eric.
I don't think I can name one. Thanks, James.
Dave
Radio.
Wannstedt.
Radio? I don't know. Radio was a Christmas. Was it based on Christmas? I thought it was like, I don't know. I don't know if it was Christmas. I don't know.
How is it sports?
Radio was sports. That was the one Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yes.
And he was coaching the team, the football team.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a Christmas movie?
Sports. I don't know if it's Christmas. Anyway, what else? Who else?
Dave Wannstedt. Honorable mention. He was 42 and 31 with Miami.
Yeah.
And he got fired and then went to Pittsburgh and had a 42 and 31 record with Pittsburgh. Honorable
Chicago.
mention.
Wasn't it Chicago? Oh, Pittsburgh College. Yeah.
Yes.
And James, it is a Christmas movie. It is a Christmas movie. Watch the scene.
Absolutely. Ho, ho, ho.
When he goes down. Yeah, now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. Now I have a machine gun.
Ho, ho. I just watched it yesterday.
Hans Gruber, look at you. It's a Christmas movie.
Absolutely.
They had Christmas in it. Oh, so Radio had Christmas in it. I'm going to have to watch Radio.
Oh, I guess so. I'm going to have to watch that one.
Any more honorable mentions, Ron?
No more. There isn't anybody worth it.
All right, so let's get into our list. My number 5 was Dave Wannstedt. 84-90 in the NFL, 43 and 32 in the NCAAs. Again, no championships, no. But if you think about it, he was pretty good with like the Miami teams, and I think he got a little bit of it because that was during the Dan Marino retiring type piece. So I gave Dave Wannstedt at number 5 for me.
Yeah, he was my bubble guy, so he would have been number 6. But I went with Jim Mora, believe it or not.
Okay.
You know, he was 46 and 30, so he had 4 more wins and 1 less loss than Wannstedt with UCLA. So I put Jim Mora
Jr.
at number 5.
Okay.
5.
Number 5. All right. Jim Mora Jr. Not bad. All right. At number 4 for me.
Playoffs.
That was the other Jim Mora. That's the original Jim Mora. Dennis Erickson was 40 and 56 in the NFL. So he wasn't very good. But his college record, 179, 96 and 1, 6 conference championships, 2 national titles with Miami.
Eric.
So I went Dennis Erickson. Stunk in Seattle. He was a head coach in Seattle that never made the playoffs. So the NFL piece put him at 4 for me, but very good in college.
Yes. I guess I went by college numbers for the most part.
Fair.
But I missed Erickson, though. He would have been higher than Mora. All right, number 4 is Nick Saban, who went 15 and 17 with Miami, then goes to Alabama, and 91 and 16 currently, and still going. So I went Nick Saban, number 4.
Retired. He's on ESPN now.
Well, you know.
Nick Saban. He may come back. Maybe he's going to join Bill's staff. I had Saban at 3. So you said the NFL record, 15 and 17, not very good. Didn't last very long. 292 and 71 and 1 in the NCAAs. Pretty impressive. 12 conference championships, 7 national titles. The reason why he's third is because of the NFL record.
Yeah,
The
but I'm
NFL record
going by
hurt.
the team he goes to.
I got it, but I'm just saying I try to put it all
I
together,
didn't
and then
count all the other stuff.
well, we did a little different, but that's what makes us us. So who do you have at 3?
My number 3 is Dan Devine. Who is he? That's
Who is he?
Well, he went 25, 27, and 4 in Green Bay. And then in 1975, he leaves and goes to Notre Dame and went 53, 16, and 1. Not too shabby. Not too shabby.
All right, I'll give it. Oh, well, I don't know. You got me on that one. No idea. All right, at number 2 for me, currently coaching Jim Harbaugh, 57, 26, and 1 in the NFL. So you think he went San Francisco good, leaves, right? Comes back, still doing well. NCAA, 133 and 52, 5 conference championships in the national title with Michigan. So he was my number 2.
Yeah, he was also my number 2. Going with the 86 wins, in what, 8 seasons with Michigan. I mean, he was very successful at both. So he's a pretty damn good coach in my book.
Yes, he is.
Right?
Yes. Agreed.
So
Agreed.
Number 1 has to be the same.
Pete Carroll.
Absolutely.
Pete Carroll, 181, 131, and 1 in the NFL with a Super Bowl title. And then the NCAA's 97 and 19, 7 conference titles, 2 national titles, both with USC. Again, this guy seemed to figure it out. You think about it, he was with New England, left, right, college, back to the pros, wins. So, yeah, Pete Carroll, number 1.
Yeah, I never looked at him and thought that he was a great coach. But when you really start to look at it, I mean, he was successful, really successful, both, right? He's a Super Bowl champion, and obviously his record with USC really shows that he could do both. And it's odd too, because I thought he was too soft, but he did make connections with players, and you got to give him credit for that. I mean, what happened, in that New England game in the Super Bowl made him look really bad, but oh well.
He still won one. He did win one.
He did. And he still won.
50 games over 500 and almost 80 games over 500 in college. That's pretty impressive. That was fun. That was a different list.
Yeah,
a little different. Next week's top 5 sports Christmas movies that none of it. And at number 1, nothing, because we don't have any. All right. Let's talk.
Radio is number 1.
I think so. That's the only one we've come up with.
All right. When did Miracle come out?
Was that Christmas though?
I don't know.
The Olympics. No, the Olympics are like in February.
Yeah, but no, the Olympics came out in February, but when did the movie come out?
But are you talking like the movie has Christmas? It's about Christmas.
Wait, it has to be about Christmas?
Yes, not that when it came out. Anyway, let's talk some NBA, Ron.
It doesn't matter because that was a February movie anyway.
There you go. Miami's Jimmy Butler. He's on the trading block. He knows about it. He's okay with it. Do you think he can still help a team win?
Yes.
Jimmy Buckets.
Look, he's a great player to have on your roster in the postseason.
What is Big Daddy? What is Big Daddy?
But if he was your top player, ain't gonna fly. But he could help a team. Suppose he goes to somebody like Dallas.
Yeah, so the 4 teams that he said he's interested in: the Suns, Warriors, Mavericks, and Rockets.
Oh, so I was right on, huh? I could just picture him playing in Dallas. That's the thing. I mean,
him and Kyrie,
when you have Kyrie, you have Clay and Luka. You add this guy to it, he's going to clean up some mess.
I mean, if he goes to the Suns, I don't get it.
No, it doesn't make sense because there's not really a spot for him there.
And the Warriors seem to be wanting to go younger because they seem like they're going with more of the younger players.
Yeah. I could understand Houston and I can understand Dallas. Dallas is where I really picture him. You know? I mean,
yeah, and the Rockets may because of his experience. But again, here's a guy, Sonny Koufax. I can't.
He's still talking about Sonny Koufax?
No, he's Big Daddy. I don't know how that's a Christmas movie.
I don't know, but it's not sports either.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. Listen, 35 years old in 18 games this season, 18.6 points, 5.3 rebounds, 4.7 assists. He is shooting higher than his career average, 55% from the field, 36 from threes. So he's shooting better. My question would be at 35, again, age, injury. He seems to miss some time.
He's a playoff guy. That's why you get him. So he's got credibility.
But he hasn't won anywhere. Does that not make you wonder, though, sometimes? Like, we put these guys on this. This was like the Tom Brady, Peyton Manning debate. And everybody's like,
everywhere he goes, Eric, he's the guy. And he can't be the guy. He's got to be the number 2 or 3 option. That's the problem. That's the problem with it all. He doesn't win because he's the best player on the team, and that ain't a winning formula. If he's out there and he is a role player to be the scrappiness that he is in the postseason, that's what you want, because then it catches fire amongst the other players. And that's why these Miami Heat teams have always overachieved, because they follow Butler, but they don't have enough of the pure skill to win it.
All right. I mean, I don't know.
You put him in Dallas and they're going back.
I like it. All right, let's talk some Major League Baseball. New York Yankees signed left-handed pitcher Max Fried to a record deal. Is he enough to get them back to the World Series?
Hope not.
I like what they've done. He's two-time All-Star, 3 Gold Gloves. They just traded for Devin Williams. He's been a 2-time Trevor Hoffman relief winner. I think they're going about this in a completely different way, which is the smart way. Why not bolster your pitching?
Yeah.
Versus just getting hitters. Because every year it was like, oh, they need to get a hitter. They need to get this guy. He's a hitter. This guy's a hitter. Build your bullpen. Now you go into this thing, Garrett Cole, Fried, Randon, and Stroman, who can be a good 3-4.
Who did they go after at the deadline? Exactly my point.
They got the kid Chaz Grissom.
Yeah.
Again, a hitter, it's speed, stole some bases. I just
you have to have pitching to win a World Series.
Agreed. And that's why I say I like what they've done. I think this should make sense for the Yankees.
Oh, that's a great pickup.
Change your mentality.
Now you have him and Cole at the top of the rotation. That's a no-brainer.
And I still think they got something else up their sleeve. I wouldn't be surprised Corbin Burns isn't in a Yankee uniform.
Oh, boy, that would be just awful.
If you're looking at the mentality of what the New York Yankees are trying to do right now, you build that pitching staff to be a staff that, listen, I don't care what you have hitting on the other side, a.k.a. the Dodgers in the World Series. I've got 3 pitches now that I can shut you down.
It's very simple. It's going to be Yankees, Dodgers again, and there isn't anybody that can do anything about it.
The Mets, they're in. I don't know, Ron. I think
Yankees, Dodgers again. That's it. Just write it down now. Put money on it, because that's what's going to happen again. There's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind, because
with the Dodgers,
all the other teams are not doing anything. Nobody's doing anything. The Mets did one move, and it's probably going to hurt them more than help them because now they're going to lose Alonso and probably at least another guy. That's it.
I don't know. I like that rotation. We'll see. New York. Nice job with Devin Williams, too. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So
out of nowhere.
Shore up your bullpen. Get yourself a quality closer.
They're just going to sign all the free agents.
Not bad.
It's going to be
sign one guy.
Dodgers.
If Eric bet money, he would lose money. I don't lose money.
Oh, it's Lay Still.
Lay Still's back. I do not gamble, so I'm not losing money.
No.
The only gambling we do is predictions, and guess who's going to be wearing something stupid in a couple of weeks? That guy right over there.
I've gained 7 on you in 2 weeks.
I'm not worried.
And I got 2 weeks left.
Yeah, you got 2 weeks.
No, You're 3 right. Technically. This week and 2 more.
You're still well in the hole.
I'm only hole. 7 behind. I just gained 7 the last 2 weeks.
All right. Ron, it is split decision time. Our split decision segment, basically, we ask each other.
Everybody got to make sure they do predictions this week.
2 more likely questions. And then we have to basically give you your decision. So, Ron, I am first this week. And what I will say is this. I don't know why I got this negative vibe about me lately. Maybe it's because it's Friday the 13th. But I wanted to go negative with my first split decision. So my first split decision is, which person is more likely to get fired from their job first? Tom Brady from Fox or Bill Belichick from UNC?
Tom Brady from Fox.
He's not very good.
Well, Tom has to be quiet, basically.
Yeah,
he can't say anything. And there's going to be a day where he comes on and he's like, you know what? Screw this. And he's just going to let it fly and he's going to get fired.
Don't understand how you give this guy ownership in a team and then all in the like he can't say anything. Then how are you a commentator? You can't say anything.
And he's going to get tired of it and he's going to just insult everybody.
I think it's
the way out the door.
Yeah. First time he says something that they're like, oh, you're going to get fined. He's like, I'm done. Just fire me. But,
no, he's going to let it go. He's going to let it fly. And they're not going to be able to do anything about
let
it
go.
until it's over.
Was Frozen a Christmas movie? Now, your first split decision, Ron. Was there sports in that too? I don't know. Maybe they hit a snowball.
All right, see, we just recently talked baseball. Of these first basemen available, who is the better player to be signed? More likely the best player. So if your Yankees were going to sign somebody, which one of these guys would you want?
All right.
Paul Goldschmidt, who's 37. Pete Alonso, who's 30. Anthony Rizzo, who's 35, or Josh Bell, who's 32.
I'm definitely taking Rizzo out. I don't want to watch that anymore.
And I told you he was going to suck.
But he was done, dude. When they got him, he was past his prime at that point. Alonso at 30 is probably the most intriguing. But again, you're talking, it's strikeout a home run. There's not a lot of Goldschmidt. Just I think at 37 is way too out there. Who was the fourth guy?
Goldschmidt is still good though.
Yeah,
and Josh Bell, who's 32.
Who's he play for? You remember?
Was it Pittsburgh?
Josh Bell. Alonso's probably the most enticing to me. I just think he gives you the pop, a little excitement,
little bit.
All right.
Either in the catcher's mitt or the fans' mitt.
It's popping in the mitt or it's popping out of the field. One of the two. Something's popping. My second split decision. Which Boston Bruin, Ron, is more likely to lead the team in goals scored this season? Brad Marchand, who's currently leading with 12, or David Pastrnak, who has 10?
Well, that depends, Eric, if one of those players gets traded or not.
I don't see those two guys getting traded.
Marchand is an unrestricted free agent at the end of this season.
Well, then in that case, yeah, maybe, but
I'm going to say Pasta because
do you realize
he's getting paid like he should.
And I mean the shots.
But I like Brad Marchand.
I think he's almost doubling shots.
I think he's their best player right now this season. Personally, after watching the last two games, and I shut it off after it went 4-1 last night, and it ended up 5-1, losing to Seattle, that high-powered offense. Marchand was the only player that was good.
Boy.
He was the only player that was good.
You know what they should do, Ron? Fire their coach. Oh, no, they did that already. Okay.
Well, look, this is where I'm going to explode. This team is so freaking aggravating. This team, look, last year, this team was a playoff team, right? Second overall. They improved their team, getting a legitimate center and a big defenseman. And what do? They stink. They have played horrible, including those two guys in particular. And right now, I think the Bruins should dump both of them.
This is the longest split decision ever.
Dump
I forgot your answer.
Because that word's crap. Lindholm absolutely blows. Sorry, my bad, but he does. He's terrible. He's just lost. He has no. It looks like he's never played hockey in his life. And he left the game with an upper body injury. I hope it's season ending. I really do. Because he's the problem on offense.
Ow!
Bring Patra back. Please,
thank you,
for the
Austin.
love of my sanity, bring Patra back up. Put him at center with your best players and see how it goes. That's all I can tell you.
Fire Neely and Sweeney. Change this whole thing.
Blow
it up. Blow it all up.
Pasta should. It's not even Sweeney and Neely's fault. They gave him a team.
Nah.
They gave him a team.
All right. Your second split decision, right?
I don't even know. I don't care.
Show's over. Everybody go home. Thank you for watching.
Oh, look at this. And I forgot what this one was. All right. Who will the Bruins more likely trade? Who will the Bruins more likely trade for?
Okay, so they're getting a guy.
Got it. And this is going to happen within days.
Got it. Is it a new goal?
I'm telling you, they're not happy.
Swayman is awesome.
Chris Kreider of the New York Rangers.
Kreider.
He is from Boxborough, Mass.
Austin's challenging you now. He said, sorry, Ron, but you're wrong, pal.
I'm not wrong.
Fire Sweeney. Fire Neely.
Alex Tuck of Buffalo. Bruins actually inquired about him last year at the trade deadline. Or Kyle Palmieri of the New York Islanders, who had 30 goals last season. He's got 11 this year so far. Who will they trade for?
Kreider, what are the positions, buddy?
All wingers.
Okay. If you're smart, you go after. Well, no, because that's a Metropolitan. I was going to say, so maybe Buffalo. You try to hurt your division. I don't think anybody helps. They shouldn't have traded Hall. They should have They should have re-signed Maroon.
Oh my God! Maroon is a bum. He did absolutely nothing for the Bruins when they needed him in the Florida series. He evaporated. He evaporated last year. He's got no none
I
of
agree with the
those.
Hall thing, though. That Hall was one of the better players.
That had to happen because of the money.
And I don't
The
agree with
Bruins
Swayman. I
tax
still
that.
think Swayman got overpaid. Anyway, I would probably say Kreider because he's just the
No,
biggest of the name.
what happened was they let DeBrusque go. That's the
Kreider.
problem.
My answer's Kreider.
DeBrusque has like 13 goals already this year.
Coming from a bum. Wow. I don't know what's going on. The whole team did. Whew. Austin pissed. You pissed Austin off now. I went Kreider, by the way. I went Kreider.
Yeah. Power play specialist. I mean, that 12.5% power play, it's scorching hot right now.
Scorching. Let's continue to talk some NHL, my friend. The New York Rangers signed Igor Shesterkin to a record deal. Does this hurt their chances with salary cap restrictions?
Salary crap is right, Eric, because yes, it's going to. This is why they have to get rid of everybody.
So they got rid of Trouba, saved them $8 million, but 8 years, $92 million, $11.5 million per year annually. Again, NHL a lot different, that fixed cap.
Have you seen them in the standings lately? Sixth place in the
not doing so well.
Division?
And
No.
he's 10-10-1 so far this season. Only one shutout.
Yep.
2.9 goals against, where he averaged in his career 2.47.
It's Swayman.
And 911 save percentage when his career is 920. So he's actually underperforming.
Yeah. Go figure. Big goaltender signing, they underperform, right? We've seen this a million times.
It's like another movie somewhere in Boston.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but Ottinger isn't exactly having an Ottinger-like season. He's like 12th in save percentage.
I think the NHL, the problem is going to be it's like the quarterback now in the NFL. Like the goalies are the guys getting paid.
Yeah.
But the problem is I think they're getting overpaid. I mean, this guy's proven over the years that he could do it. Right. But again, to your point, what are they putting in front of him now defensively to make sure that they're protecting him? And if you got to start getting rid of some of your best players to sign
and they
him,
had to do that. Watch, wait, because it's not over for them.
Because they still
have to get rid of more players.
Yeah, Panarin's on the books for $11.6 million a year as well. So between the two guys alone, that's almost $23 million.
Now the salaries are going up, and there's less and less room on the cap space, and these teams are going to be hurting. When you start signing guys like this, and this is why the Bruins haven't signed Marchand yet, because they can't yet. They got to figure out what they're going to do.
Well, guys going, buddy. Might not be adding anybody. Kreider is not going there. They can't afford him.
That's the thing. If you want Kreider, you're going to have to get rid of somebody. And most likely it's going to be a defenseman on the way back there, because that's what they need now. Getting rid of Trouba, they need some defensive help. So it looks like it's probably going to be Carlo. Carlo for Kreider. Boom. That's probably it.
I don't know. I think these teams are really starting to put themselves in bad situations. Think about this today, though. We've talked about the Mets, the Rangers. Like New York's like a mess right now with these teams.
Yeah.
And then their football teams are even worse.
The Red Sox, Bruins, and Patriots are all a mess.
Right? What happened to the Northeast? What's happening to our teams?
Well, I mean, when you fail in your draft picks, and we see all these teams, some of them don't even get a draft pick, right? When you fail and those players that you do draft don't pan out, this is what happens, especially in the NHL. You have to have players pan out. But the problem is neither team is giving their prospects a shot. Like, why the hell are you not giving Patra, Lysell, and Merkulov a legitimate shot? Putting them on the fourth line isn't going to help those players. It's not going to help. And the same thing with the Rangers. You got to put some young players in there in good situations to see if they can handle it. Other teams do it. Why can't they? They can't figure it out. It's like, oh, let's keep them down in the minors until we need somebody for an injury. And then you come up and you're playing the fourth line. You're playing 5 minutes in a game. You expect them to do well?
Oh, you were right. You were right, my friend. All right.
It's gonna blow up. I can go on and on.
We're gonna move on to our pick and roll round. Pick and roll.
It's time for pick and roll.
Our pick and roll tonight in honor of Friday the 13th. These athletes named Jason. We're gonna rank them from 5 to 1, and those athletes would be Jason Taylor, Jason Witten, Jason Giambi, Jason Kidd, and Jason Arnott. I am first this week, so I will start us off, Ron, and we'll see how I do. At 5.
Nothing on that, really?
I didn't even hear what you said. What'd you say?
You said Arnott, Jason Arnott, and I said
R2.
am so.
You're good. Oh, hold on. Here you go, buddy. You ready? I'll make sure. I'm going to give you some love.
I'm trying to get into a good mood now.
You need more laughter in your life right now. That's what you need. Jason Arnott at 5. Good player. 417 goals, 521 assists, 938 points, a plus 81, 64 game-winning goals. He was an all-rookie and won Stanley Cup, but I didn't feel like he had enough. At 4 for me, Jason Giambi, 277 batting average, 2,010 hits, 440 home runs, 1,227 runs, 1,441 RBIs with 5 All-Stars, 2 Silver Sluggers, and an MVP. So he was the best player in baseball one year. At 3, I thought I'd have this guy higher, but I actually went a little lower than I thought. Jason Taylor, 536 tackles, 139.5 sacks, 46 forced fumbles, 6 Pro Bowls, 3 All-Pros, 1 Defensive Player of the Year. But I like this guy's numbers, so I put him at 2, and that was Jason Witten with 1,228 receptions, 1,346 yards, a 10.6 yards per reception, 74 touchdowns, 11 Pro Bowls, 2 All-Pros. But at number 1, man was very decorated. Jason Kidd, 12.6 points, 6.3 runs, 8.7 assists in his career, 10 All-Stars, 6 All-NBAs, 5 assist titles, 9 All-Defensives, a Rookie of the Year, and a championship. The only guy on this to win a championship. Jason Kidd, my number 1.
Well, you got one right.
Okay.
That's right at the top. Right at the top, right? Oh! Look, I couldn't decide between 3 of these guys. So, what does Jason Witten get paid for?
Jason Gungawas doesn't make this list. I don't even know who that is.
What does Jason Witten get paid for, Eric?
It's a tight end. He catches
touchdowns, right?
Yeah, 74.
Gets paid for touchdowns. What does Jason Giambi get paid for?
Hit home runs.
What does Jason Arnott get paid for?
Score goals.
So I took it like this. Jason Giambi got a home run every 5.1 games.
Here he goes with his math. You are a mathematician, my friend.
Jason Witten got paid for touchdowns, and he got a touchdown every 3.66 games. And Jason Arnott got paid for goals, and he got paid 2.98 per.
Canadian curling champion, by the way. So that is interesting. I think Ron's having some technical difficulties. We'll get him back in a minute. Don't know who that is, but James, you always come through with a player or some athlete that Jason Gunlundson. I probably said that wrong too. Curling champion. Where would he be ranked out of those 5 guys then, James? Who are we taking out? Is there a guy that maybe should have got in. By the way, if you are joining us, this is Sports Unfolded. We are a weekly sports podcast covering all of this week's top sports stories. You can like, share, follow us on all our social media platforms. Listen to us on our podcasts as well. If you don't like seeing our pretty faces, you can definitely just listen to our wonderful voices. You also can listen to us in Dallas, Georgia, WDJY 99.1 FM every Saturday at 1 p.m., as well as 990 WBOB in Rhode Island and an SCC TV public access channel 12 in Southeast Connecticut. He says, get rid of Jason Giambi and put Jason Gundlungson
Right.
at 5. So go ahead.
So getting back to it. So Jason Giambi was number 5 because his job took 5 games to get it. Jason Witten was number 4, who I actually had him originally my number 2, but I looked at the numbers and I decided to put him at number 4. And then Jason Arnott, I put him at number 3 because he did his job faster than the other guys and still respectable. Plus, he won a cup. But I put Jason Taylor number 2. I just thought his numbers were spectacular. I would have loved to have him. So my top 2 guys are Hall of Famers. The rest of the guys aren't. And that's the end results of that. So Taylor number 2. Jason Kidd was far and away number 1. I thought his numbers were just unbelievable looking at awards and everything that he's accomplished. So
Kidd, pretty amazing.
He was number 1.
And Ron, the most important Jason of today that we didn't, Jason Voorhees. Jason went number 1 in James's book. Jason Voorhees, 157 kills in his career.
Yes.
Second highest grossing Halloween movies of all time, $908.4 million. Do you know what number 1 is?
Halloween.
Very good, Ron. I mean, that's 1.09 billion for the Halloween series.
Well, when
but
you
they've
have
also done a lot
30
more
of them.
Yeah, they just every year they keep re-upping them. But Jason Voorhees, 157 kills, the number 1 of today for Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I don't know why Jason Veritek wasn't on this list.
I thought about it. Bad knees.
So you put a Yankee instead of a Red Sox.
Bad knees, bro. He's an Oakland A before he was a Yankee. Thank you. All right, Ron. Guess what time it is? Prediction time. Let's see what we got. Yes, sir.
So look, this is, I pleaded with people before to, that's what I didn't do. I didn't put up the chart. Oh yeah, I did. Okay. People need to get on this list because I'm tired of sending Kenny cards.
He's not even on tonight, so Kenny can't get a card.
I know. So if you get the most tonight, like Kenny did last week, you get some cards.
All right. So last week, 5-5. Ron went 6-4. James 6-4 as well. Kenny a solid 8-2 last week. Really made some ground up. So great job to Kenny last week. If you pick a game, let us know who you pick. We will add your name to the chart if you're not already on it. We are starting off tonight with the NBA, and we got the NBA Cup semifinals tomorrow. Atlanta Hawks at the Milwaukee Bucks, Ron. Atlanta.
I was wondering why you were doing this game.
The Hawks surprised the Knicks to get into the semifinals, but Milwaukee is playing some really inspiring basketball right now, playing really well. And they're at home and play really well at home. So I went Milwaukee here.
Yeah, I went Milwaukee too. I mean, I don't know. That's just a crap game.
Believe it or not, both of these teams, I think they're like 8-2 in their last 10. Like the Hawks are actually playing, as of late, much better basketball.
They are.
But I don't know. Going with the Bucks.
But it doesn't matter because the winner of the cup is not winning the championship. So
agreed. I would agree with. Of the 4 teams here, I don't think any of them win it. But what do you got, guys, out there and gals? Atlanta Hawks at the Milwaukee Bucks. Who are you picking? James went Milwaukee. Any other picks?
Come on, Lay. Come on, Austin. They're afraid. Eric, they're afraid. All those people watching right now are afraid.
You can't beat me. That's what it is, man.
I mean, you can win a prize.
This is right. This is probably their championship. These 4 teams, because I don't think they win it. Great call, James. All right, our second game in the NBA round: the Houston Rockets at the Oklahoma City Thunder again tomorrow. Semifinals of the NBA Cup.
Last time these two teams played, I picked OKC, and OKC lost. But I'm going to go OKC.
All right. I agree with you. I think OKC at home. I think both home teams win, and then championship game would be in Vegas.
Yay.
So I think the
now we're going to find out if they have gambling problems.
No, they played last year. It worked out pretty well for them. The Lakers.
Yeah, some of them I'm sure made a few extra bucks.
Man, you're just
come on. Tell me you weren't thinking it.
James going to OKC as well. All right. Hockey, Ron. Vegas Golden Knights at the Edmonton Oilers. That game is tomorrow. I'm going Knights here. I just listen. Edmonton's playing better hockey, but still not. Knights have been pretty consistent all season.
Yeah, they have. That's why I'm winning Vegas as well, Eric. I just think defensively they're better, and goaltending they're better, and they can still put up some goals. So I'm not worried that Edmonton can close it up at home. They can't do it. Ain't gonna do it.
Not gonna do it. What do you got, James? Vegas Golden Knights at the Edmonton Oilers. He is going Vegas, baby. Vegas, Vegas, Vegas. All right. Also in the NHL, Ron, this is on the 16th. Washington Capitals at the Dallas Stars. What do you have?
Washington is playing very well, even without their star. See what I did there?
Yeah. Star. Get it? Dallas Star. Oh, that was
cute.
Yeah,
I'm going Dallas Stars at home. I know what Dallas just recently did, went into a little tailspin. But all in all, I think they're a solid team. And I just don't think they don't have to worry about Ovi. They got some other guys doing the job, but how long is that going to keep up?
See, sometimes I think when your star goes down, we did it together now, that you tend to elevate your play a little bit. And I think that's what Washington's done, because we really thought they were going to fall.
So they've had capital gains.
And yes, very capital gains. Yeah, you're just we're Washington, you man. So I'm going Washington. I'm going to Caps here.
Very good.
On the road. All right, okay. James, who do you have? I think James takes the spot of Kenny now with the sauce here. I don't know what's going on. Couple sips.
Kenny sent him a bottle.
Couple sips. Chug, chug, chug. Got Washington. All right.
Oh, I'm on my own. I can gain one on both of you.
I didn't know how it could be. All right. NFL action on Sunday. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Philadelphia Eagles, Ron.
This is a tough one, Eric.
My pick. Hold on, I'm first.
I know. It's just tough.
All right.
You're just waiting for the cave in for both teams.
Yes. So I'm going Eagles here. I think the Eagles have more talent.
Yeah, I did as well. I was hoping you'd go Pittsburgh.
I just listen, as much as 10-3, like it's a very good start. I think I still don't believe it. I don't know why. I just don't believe this Pittsburgh Steelers are 10-3. So I win Eagles just with the talent. Saquon going for the record too.
Yeah,
He might break Dickinson's record. So
I think he does. I think he does.
James went Pittsburgh. You know something we don't, maybe. All right. Also, this Sunday, the Buffalo Bills at the Detroit
Another
Lions
tough.
run. Super Bowl preview, possibly. Who do you have?
This is tough because Detroit's at home. Buffalo lost last week, right? I'm going to go Buffalo.
Ooh.
I think it's possible that Campbell does a little too many fourth down things, and I think it's gonna bite him in the butt this game.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Buffalo's defense, especially what I saw against the Rams. James going Buffalo as well. I went Detroit. I just think they're still rolling, man. They're finding ways to win, even when we didn't think they could. So it's going to be a fun game, though. Definitely a lot of eyes on that one. Ron, NCAA football tradition. You got the Navy midshipmen at number 22, Army Black Knights.
You know what their records are?
Yeah, the shipments stink. I'm more an Army here. They had a pretty good season.
That's what I was thinking. I wasn't so sure about Navy, but I heard Army was doing well.
Army was ranked for most of the year, and they're still 22nd.
Yeah, definitely going Army. Army Hammer.
You're on it today, man. You are on it today, buddy. Tradition, though.
I know it's tradition.
We picked it every year. Every year we've done this too. We've done the Army Navy.
Yeah, I know. Why do you sound surprised?
I don't. I'm waiting for James. This is called Philip, buddy. And there we go. Army. All right, James. All right, last game. NCAA men's basketball, Ron. Number 8, Gonzaga Bulldogs at number 18, UConn Huskies. That is tomorrow.
I went Gonzaga last time and they lost, didn't they?
Si, senor.
Let's do it again, Gonzaga.
All right. I'm going West Coast travel, having to come to the East Coast.
Oh, really?
UConn's figured out some stuff. They've played better basketball. I'm going UConn here. I don't like that travel.
I didn't even look at that. I was...
James going UConn.
It's all right. I'll stick with Gonzaga.
All right. That's been our prediction segment. Thank you, James, for joining. Again, every week we do our prediction segment. If you join us live, you can tell us who you pick. Get your name on our Sports Unfolded prediction chart. Almost done with this year, and then we go to 2025. So it's almost time for that as well. So, Ron, we are ending we are towards the end of our show here. And a great show it's been. I want to thank everybody that's joined us live. But obviously, we want to tell everybody out there about all our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, MeWe. So many different ways you can like, share, follow our show. You can listen to us on all our podcasts on all your audio platforms, as well as opportunities to listen to us on the radio on 99.1 WDJY in Dallas, Georgia, 990 WBOB in Rhode Island, SEC TV, Public Access Channel 12, every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. And we're going to continue to grow. So continue to check us out and let us know if you know some areas that maybe you want us to be in, that we could try to possibly see if there's something we can work out a deal with. But Ron, before we get into our final thoughts, I always like to let the people know out there how they could become a sponsor of Sports Unfolded, get their name right above, my wonderful noggin, and be able to contribute to the show.
Absolutely, Eric. Like I tell people every week, you can just send us an email at ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. We can send you out the media kit. I like saying that. Media kit, right? And it can give you all the information that you need to know to be a sponsor of this awesome best sports show podcast anywhere. I don't care who you are. It's not better than this one. So just send us that email and we can give you all the information on it. And like I say all the time, Eric, it costs less than going to your local coffee shop and buying a peppermint
So disappointed in my
coffee. Yeah, well, it's
I know.
Christmas
It's out of
time, so
season.
it's
I
all
know.
the peppermint stuff, right?
I know. It's Friday the 13th. They should
And-
bring it back.
And you could get a cinnamon roll to go along with that, and it's the perfect breakfast, right?
It is. It is. So I will also say this. You can like, share, follow our show on all our social media platforms. So important to continue to help us grow. So if you like what you see, hey, share it. Let your friends know about it and join us every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the best sports podcast on the planet. And then tomorrow, check out the best morning show on the internet, and that is going on daily. That is on every Saturday at 9 a.m. Ron and Kenny always doing the Saturday show. You guys do a great job with that as well. So check that out tomorrow on Rhode Island Broadcasting. And again, hundreds of thousands of eyes on your business daily. We are continuing to grow. So many different ways to get your business heard or seen every single week, just by simply, sending an email, and we'll get you that information. Ron, it is always a pleasure to do this. We are on to the final part of our show, and that's our final thoughts. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about anything sports related, be about anything going on in the world today. I am first this week, so I will give you my final thought. And it is on one Mr. Devondre Campbell, the San Francisco 49er linebacker, yesterday decided that he was not going to go play in a game and eventually walked off the field prior to the game ending. And I just wanted to commend him for the great job of being a role model for the kids today and showing them how, if you're not getting your way, just quit. Because obviously, as a grown man who gets paid by a franchise and asked you to go into a game, regardless of the situation, the right thing would have been to put on the helmet and get in the game, but you chose to go a different route. Great way to show the kids the path of working hard and continuing to fight through to get to where you ultimately want to be is not the most important thing. It's how you feel and what you think is most important. I think this makes no sense for him as well, because now there's going to be a lot of franchises that are going to look at him and say, I don't want this guy on my team because he quit on theirs. Horrible move for him. Bad look for kids in general that are looking up to these athletes and what they do every single day. So, Mr. Campbell, you made the naughty list this year, and no, there's coal in his stocking. I guarantee that, because Santa is not bringing him any gifts. Absolutely atrocious that you quit on a team like that. And I believe the 49ers are going to cut him, is what the word is. So, and well-deserved. But that's my final thought.
Yeah, that was a good one, Eric. Well said. I was going to say the same thing, but only I was going to tie it into the Bruins, because at least the Bruins didn't quit. They may stink, but they didn't quit. So with that being said, I might as well go on with some NHL, right? NHL, the landscape is changing, isn't it, Eric? I mean, you look at these teams, Boston, Tampa Bay, they're struggling a bit. Even Colorado is struggling, barely in contention right now for a playoff spot. And then you have the Rangers and Pittsburgh Penguins. They're not even in a playoff spot right now. That is big news. So that with 5 teams struggling to make it, there could be 5 new teams that push forward into those playoffs. And it's great for around the league, not great for me, but but it is nice to see some of those teams starting to finally score on what they've done. And we'll see what happens the rest of the way, but doesn't look good for those 5 right there.
No, Chakra, thank you. Never give up, never surrender. Yep, that's pretty much should be the motto. Obviously, it's not Mr. Campbell's.
So one more thing, Eric, before we head on out. There are only 2 more shows left of the year. And we know what that means.
One of
In
the
2
saddest
weeks,
shows, yes.
we're going to do the In Memoriam. And that is a rough one to get through, but please, everybody, join us for that. Because I'm sure that'll bring up plenty of conversation when we talk about some of these players. Everybody's going to have a favorite, but please join us 2 weeks. Of course, you want to be here next week as well, but in
Join
2
us every
weeks,
week, but yeah,
In Memoriam is going to be.
if there's an athlete that maybe meant a lot to you that passed away in this past year, or just, hey, I don't remember some of the guys that might have passed away. We go through an entire list of all the sports and kind of go through that. And there's some rough ones in there every single year. So
It's tough to read through them. It really is.
But check that out again in about 2 weeks. Next week as well, join us live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Rhode Island Broadcasting and Sports Unfolded on Facebook. We want to thank everybody that joined us live tonight. Chakra, thanks for joining in late here. James, as well as Lay, as well as Austin. You guys were amazing tonight. And Ron got a boyfriend. So out of this whole thing, we really made out.
Justin, I believe, right?
Justin, right? Not bad, buddy. So you did all right. Did all right. We will be here again next Friday night. So if you want to see Ron and his new boyfriend, join us then. And we will have a and we will have a blast here on Sports Unfolded, the best sports podcast on the planet. And all we ever ask for every single episode is that we finally get some peace on earth.
Have a great night, everybody.